up? I haven't done a video in a minute, so I wanted to get this out of the way. Somebody asked me to do this video, and I feel like this was something quick that I could have touched on because I don't have much to say. They said they wanted to know about my spiritual path and how it is with me having schizophrenia. Well, first of all, I don't have schizophrenia. I talked about hearing voices before, but that's not. I don't do labels. Like, I don't say that I have schizophrenia or anything like that. I don't think that that's something that should be said. Um, that's something, like, I don't really believe in that. I feel like when your vibrations are low, you might hear bad things, and when your vibrations are high, you might hear good things. Like, we have the way that our minds work. I feel like everybody compiles a bunch of voices in their head, and for whatever like characteristic they take on, that's the voice that comes out, but as far as people who hear bad stuff, like, them, like, voices of things telling them to do bad shit, I feel like that has to do with stuff that you already had in your mind, something that you already thought about, something that was already there to begin with. The mind is a powerful thing, and if you don't exercise it, it could be a dangerous thing, like for yourself though, and for other people, of course. But you have to constantly exercise your mind, and you have to keep mind, body, and spirit all aligned. That's how that goes. Now, Dr. CB, I don't, I mean, he talked about stuff like that. He said um, schizophrenia starts in the gut. And I believe that to an extent. I don't really believe in schizophrenia like that, but any sickness you have starts in your gut. And when you're not taking care of your body, of course your mind is going to fall out of whack and everything else with that. And it's like, if you're not keeping everything intact, that's just how it goes. Now, like I said, I don't do labels. When I was going through a lot of stuff, like when I do go through a lot of stuff, I might hear, voices, and it might say bad shit. But all those voices, all that is in your head. That's not an external source, unless you live, with spirits, I guess. But that's not an external source. Everything that those people hear is within. So that's stuff that they already had in their head anyway, and it's like they probably meditate on a thought, or they can't control their thoughts because they don't have control over their mind. That's why having control over your mind is so important, because your mind really will do whatever it wants. It's one of the most powerful things in the world. Like, we have a lot of stuff going on in our minds every day, and you have to keep your mind intact, especially like with the world we live in. Everybody like robots now. Nobody want to think for themselves, and everybody just listening to what other people say. Like schizophrenia, all these mental disorders and stuff. I think anxiety might be the only, anxiety and depression, stuff that has to do with your mood might be pretty valid ones, but I also don't use those either. Like, now I could be have anxiety or be depressed, and I won't really, like, I'll say anxiety, but I won't say I'm depressed. Like, I don't give, like, whatever you feed into is what you give power to. And if you say you're schizophrenic, then you gonna be schizophrenic. If you say you're depressed, then you gonna be depressed. I think the best thing to do is to trick your mind out of feeling those things. Like, if you think you are, or you think you might be feeling schizophrenic or depressed, or you hear voices and stuff, take a minute to, like, sit down and really talk to yourself, like, really, like, get yourself in check. Like, I don't think that's weird talking to yourself. I have a friend in me, so I'm going to speak to myself before I talk to anybody else type shit. Like, like, it's good to have a friend in you, because only you could fix you. Only you know the answers. Every answer you have in life is within. Every answer. And if you really feel like you need to figure out something by, looking at into an external factor, then do that. It's always good to research. It's always good to research, but I would not take on any titles of anything. I wouldn't say I'm crazy. I wouldn't say I'm schizophrenic. Like, I'm not schizophrenic. I've definitely heard voices before, but I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. I saw it as, okay, I need to work on that type shit. Like, that's just not the time I'm on. Like, I'm not about to walk around and say I'm schizophrenic, because first of all, that label is bad. Like, don't nobody want to be around somebody that's saying they're schizophrenic. Like, they try to treat it like it's a normal thing, but no, it's really not. Like, I mean, no, it is a normal thing, but calling it schizophrenia is not normal because it's like it's turning it into an ugly thing. It's turning it into an ugly thing. Because if you go to the doctor, like I have a psychologist, if you go to the doctor and you just tell them that you're hearing voices, they automatically they be ready to jot down schizophrenia on that fucking page. Like that's the first thing they do. Oh, schizophrenia. Let me give her this strong ass medication. Nah, like I didn't even take that shit. I was just explaining, some of the stuff that I had going on, and it's like that was a part of it, but I didn't necessarily see that as a terrible thing. But the thing is, they'll make you believe that it is, and it's really not. Like you have control over your mind, and don't think that you don't. Schizophrenia, that's just a label, as well as everything else. Like I wouldn't take pride in that at all. I wouldn't take no medication for it for sure because I feel like the medication might actually contribute to you having schizophrenia if you didn't before. Like, yeah, I feel like medication definitely could contribute to you hearing voices and stuff like that. And that's simply because, like, certain stuff, first of all, pharmaceutical medication is not for the human body. It's really fucking bad. It, it does a lot to your body. I'm not going to get into it, but it does so much to you. And when you have anything wrong with your body or anything affecting you, the way that you think or the way that you translate your thoughts, it's like you're under the control of the substance. You're not under control of your own self. So I wouldn't I wouldn't take medicine for that either because I don't think that it helps anyway. People I know with schizophrenia, they be just as fucking bad on it than they are off of it. So like I just wouldn't do that. And as far as my spirituality, like I fell off for a while. Like I just wasn't feeling nothing. I wasn't doing too well, but I would feel like I'm doing way better than I ever have recently. Like I mean, I did fuck up like yesterday or so. About I'm gonna talk about that later, but it's because the demons I allowed in my life, like it really came down on me, and I showed a side of myself that isn't even me. Like I allowed somebody to let me get out of my box, like make me get out of my box. Like I became a different person because of how bad I was hurt over a situation. And one of the demons, they definitely, I call her a demon because they are demonic people. They worship the devil. If you worship the devil, you are a demon. You are a reptilian. You are a fucking shapeshifter. You're not a real person. And she told me, like, you seem hurt, like you're mad over the situation, but I didn't have nothing to do with it. And she said, you're hurt. And it's like, after I said, because I'm a logical person, and just because I don't like somebody, I'm not going to just dismiss what they say because everybody got, there's a point in everything. Like what she was saying, I did look like I was hurt as fuck, and I did look like I was crazy. And I didn't want that title. Like, I don't want people to think I'm crazy. I don't want that title. Like, I do go a little hard sometimes when it comes to, because I'm a passionate person. I'm not crazy. I'm very passionate. And I look out for people, and I really like, I'm just very considerate, and nobody else like that for some reason. I mean, nobody considerate, so it's like I gotta understand that, and it's like me being the way that I am, I have to really protect my energy, and sometimes I don't. I never do that because I fall into the illusion of shit sometimes. I could know something, and it's like I'ma still go, like, keep picking at it just to see, like, if it could turn out differently, and that's not how it goes. Like I really gotta protect my energy. But anyway, so the demon, she was just like, she said all that, and I thought about it, and I was just like, this whole right, I ain't even tripping. So I finally, like, I'm really choosing to heal and move on from that situation. Like I'm not about to get caught up in that shit no more. I've already, like, spiritually, I felt like I already removed myself from the situation, but it's like it still stayed on my mind for months. Cause it's more so like when something happens to me that I feel like I don't deserve, like I could never get over that. I've always had a problem with moving on because I never did people how they did me type shit. But that all falls in line with self love too. Like if I feel like if I loved myself more, that shit wouldn't have happened anyway. That's the thing. Like, cause I mean, me and the other person, the other devil, we've been friends since I was like 11, And I just thought it was something that it wasn't. But when I really thought back, like I said and thought back and I looked at it, like I was always more of a friend to him than he was to me anyway. So it is what it is, you know, like the proof is in the fucking pudding type shit. Like I really played myself at the end of the day. So it's like I don't even give a fuck about his apology no more. I got a lot of apologizing to do to myself and a lot of forgiving to do to myself. Like, cause I mean, fuck closure. That closure shit. I never really like cared about closure, but when that shit happened with him, I was like yeah, this bitch owed me his life. But now it's like I don't care. I just want him to stay away from me. Like I don't ever want to see him again. Like if I never saw him again, it would be too soon. Um, I want to act like they never existed. Leave the past in the past. You know, stop feeding into demonic energy. You know, like even though he came to me, he came to my house. It's a lot with that. That's the whole story time I'm gonna get into later, if I even do, because I feel like I don't even want to talk about the shit no more. Like it's like a fucking record player. Like it's the same shit. It's so old and over with at this point. I just don't care no more. Like it is what it is. Let the devil be the devil and let my light shine. I really gotta focus on myself. So I just been worried about me and getting stuff done that I need to get done, like trying to get two jobs and stuff, and like just really like straddling down on my life and trying to get back a hold of my life because that shit really threw me off for so long. Like I just didn't have no type of drive to do anything. That shit made me really lethargic. Like I needed anxiety medication. Like my anxiety was bad for months. Like since March, my anxiety was so bad. I couldn't believe it. It was so much that happened with that situation. And I had a good birthday, but at the same time, spiritually, I had one of the worst birthdays I ever had in my life. Because it was like the whole time I was thinking about that, I had lost weight again. I went right back down to 90 pounds. And it took me it took me like a year just to gain 7 pounds. But I've actually gained weight again too. Like, I'm really happy about that. I was eating a lot more than I have in so long. Now I weigh, well, now I probably went down again. But last time I checked, I was 102. I was 90 at first. I got down to 90 pounds around my birthday. And I just felt like shit. Like all my chakras were like thrown off. From my throat chakra, definitely into my root chakra. I had so, well, you know, once one chakra goes off, all of them do. So, but I took the biggest hit in my heart chakra for sure. And it's like, I don't think I've ever had a healed heart chakra because I never knew how to let shit go or move on from situations because I would just be like, I would be flabbergasted by the audacity that people had. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, damn, like, how you do me like that type shit. But I put all that into my craft now. Like, I'm only worried about what I need and what I need to do to get ahead. Um, and it's definitely leave that shit alone. Act like it didn't happen. Act like I never met them. That's what I do best. Like, act like I never even met the person. That's the only option. Like, it's got to the point where I've passed the point of no return. Like, I'm not gonna get an apology because of how hard I went recently. Like, I went way too hard. So that closure shit out the window anyway. So at this point, I have no choice but to move on, and that's fine. Like, that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna get through it. I mean, I feel like shit right now, but like everybody goes through them periods. I felt like shit for a while, but that's not my energy to take. Like, another thing is, don't take energy that's not yours. Like, that's pointless. You didn't do that to yourself. That person did. That's their karma. That's their energy. Like, let them have that. All that baggage that your heart taking in. Like, you taking some of they shit. Like, you cutting them slack by taking that when you should give that all to them. That bitch need that misery, not you. So, fuck them. Like, that's how I feel. Just worry about yourself, you know. Get yourself right. And everything will work out. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. I don't have schizophrenia. Nobody do. Don't say that you do. Don't say that. Like, you know, don't take that medication. I mean, that's just my point of view. Like, If you do, that's on you, and whoever disagrees, like, I don't give a fuck. Don't tell me you disagree, because I don't care. I'm not even gonna read it. Um, y'all stay blessed. Make sure y'all meditate at least 10 minutes a day, because we trying to reach our higher selves. I've been on a pretty neutral frequency. Neutral frequency. I wouldn't necessarily say I've been on a low frequency. It's just that I've been feeling low, but something in my spirit's keeping me high. Maybe it's my spirit guys. I don't know. But anyways, I do tarot readings now. So I can't talk. So if you want a tarot reading, hit me up on my Instagram or something like that, and I'll put it in the description below. And I'll do a tarot reading for you. I'm only charging like $5 for more than 3 questions, so I'll just do $1 reading for right now, just because. But I mean, I got enough clientele. But yeah, so I'm gonna do $5 for each reading. I'll do a widespread, and I'll answer 10 questions for $5. And I'll do oracle cards also. I'm pretty lenient on my prices. I'm not gonna charge too high. I don't really agree with charging a lot of money for readings. Some people charge like $100 for an hour, and that shit's ridiculous. Like, I just learned to do this shit myself. I'm not about to pay that much, so I just learned it myself, and I'm just gonna charge people really low prices. Y'all enjoy life. Have a good September. September got a lot in store for us. I know for Tauruses, like, we're healing and stuff like that. If you want to know what's going on with your September, I'll do a reading on that too. I feel like the next few months is gonna be really, I'm not gonna say rough or rocky. It's definitely gonna be some ups and downs, but I feel like this whole year is about learning and growing mentally and spiritually. For some people, because everybody fucking going crazy over shit that don't matter, like chicken sandwiches and KFC fake ass plant based food. It, I'll, anyways, I'll do a separate video about that shit. But honestly, y'all should go check out Spiritual Soul. I think that's his name on YouTube. But he's my favorite YouTuber right now. Like, this man be talking about some real ass shit. We be on the same page, and I watch all his videos. Like, that's all I do all day is watch his stuff. But yeah, I would definitely go check out his stuff, because he gets down to the nitty gritty about all that stuff, about people um being blinded by what's going on. He talks about, that man-made fire in the Amazon, which is definitely man-made. I would suggest y'all go tune into that. Just be in tune with yourselves, and be in tune with what's going on around you, because this shit about to blow. And I don't know necessarily if it's gonna blow physically. I feel like the spiritual warfare that's been going on these past few years, the shit about to hit the fan. Like, it's about to get real. So that's why getting your mind, body, and spirit in order is so important, because you don't want to get caught up in the matrix. And that's the thing that we have to defeat. The matrix is so fucking strong, and the fact that people are robots is making this matrix flourish, like, out of control. It really is already out of control anyway, but honestly, if we get a grip, we'll definitely do better. But peace, love, and happiness. Bye.